first part of our strategy, first part of our warm-up is heisting, okay? If you don't feel like your partner is pressuring into you, you should be starting to stand, okay? Because if they're not sticking you in your mount, stand, it's gonna be much easier for you to get your gripping, okay? So I can be here with a cross shoulder post or a collar tie. I'm going to have one leg in front of me and Joel as a frame, usually the same side that you have a collar tie or your post on, okay? I'm gonna start to heist. If Joel doesn't pressure into me continue, I'll either stand or snap him down and get control of the shoulders here, okay? Or stand completely and then heist from here, okay? So, whenever I start to do that and he pressures into me, okay? A couple things that we can do here. We can still look to snap down, especially if you're able to get your legs underneath of you. If before I'm able to invert this knee and get it down to the mat, he pressures in, we can start threatening sweeping options, okay? Failed sweeping options, okay, come here. Usually, post your hand up, usually leads to the ability for you to heist again, okay? But also, if Joel's pressuring into me, making it so I can't heist, most likely that's going to initiate the gripping exchange, okay? So for example, if he does an ankle pick here, I can't really heist now, but that gives me the ability to start grip fighting, okay? So what our job to do for this drill here is to be able to heist and get control of the shoulders, to sweep, all right? Or to get a grip, even if I just get to here and now he dives in. And I get an overhook, great. Arm drag, great. Any grip from his wrist up to his neck, as long as two hands are involved, that counts as a win as well, all right? So heist to neutral, heist to control the shoulders, sweep, or obtain a grip, okay? That's why I want your strategy to be here. Person on top, you win by getting control of the hips, either in a body lock, or a half guard, or a wrestle pass of any sort. As long as you are covering the hips, that counts as a win. Anytime if there's a win, you switch top to bottom. Not going super crazy for these first couple rounds, okay? Kind of what it looks like. Go ahead. All right, go ahead. You go ahead. Good, perfect. Don't wait for your partner. If you can heist, heist. All right, good job. Let's do it on three. 1, 2, 3. Let's stray away from trying to just grip fight here, all right? Because this is literally what it looks like. So, I don't know if you guys see it this way because you're in the moment, but let's grip fight here. Because this literally is. You add any sweat to that, it's even funnier. Okay? All right? We're just going to take like 30 seconds to happen, all right? So let's get away from doing that. So my initial goal is to get hands on Joel here. Have inside control in his hips, inside control in his hands in any way possible. It doesn't have to be a grip at first. You just need contact, right? I'm not going to be able to just go out here and do that to Joel, or you would have saw it happen during that exchange there. So I just need contact here. I'm going to start to heist. And then that puts Joel in a situation, even though my knee's not all the way down, he's got to pressure forward, he has to reach for me, okay? Now, as you see, let's pause here. Look at this overcommitment. If someone came out like that, of course, we'd be able to get a grip. Of course, we'd be able to get a grip, all right? But they're not going to do that. You got to put them in a situation where they have to do that, okay? So that's where the beauty of heisting comes into play, all right? But they're going to be quick. Other things that they could do, which is what I recommend as a passer, is ankle picks, right? If he lifts my leg, I literally can't stand up here, but I can use that to start setting up gripping here, okay? So even though we're going on to another drill, your same strategy is to try to heist. Person on top, you're either lifting this ankle or that ankle. It doesn't matter, okay? Go ahead. But as you see, that's when I can start setting up grips, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get whatever grip I can off of that exchange, and I'm just going to keep grip change, okay? So we're switching to a different grip each time. All right, so let's go ahead. Go ahead. All right, so I got two on one elbow. My job is to focus on getting a grip, get his hands to the mat, or make him step up. It doesn't matter. But my job, once one of those things happen, either hands to the mat or he steps up his leg, is to switch to a different grip. All right, focusing on keeping the hands to the mat, switching the grip, switching the grip, squaring back up with them. Okay, so you're just kind of flowing through your grips. Focus on getting the grip, get their hands to the mat, or forcing a step up. It's a continuous drill. There's no real win. Person on top, you're just trying to keep your balance and not fall on your butt. Okay, that's all I want you to focus on. Just don't fall on your butt. Sound good? At the buzzer, we'll switch top to bottom. Make sense? Everybody good? All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, I just made contact with him. My first thing, trying to heist. I'm not even going to waste my time trying to get those grips. Okay, they're not reliable. Once his elbows get far away from his legs, that's when grips start to become reliable. Okay, that's when I can easily get claw grips. That's when I can easily get overhooks. That's when I can easily off balance and get my better grips. Okay, no matter what your grip is, your job is to get their hands to the mat. Okay, and during that process, a lot of times they step up their legs. Okay, and then that's when we can start to get either knee grabs or scoop grips and start splitting the legs. Okay, so you're not going to necessarily force that. I don't recommend, you can do it of course, especially from half guard, doing splitting the legs from the knees down to the mat. But as you guys have noticed with time, against someone that's heavier, that is hard as hell. Versus if Joel steps up that foot, as you see, that's much easier, right? But that's not just going to happen. You got to really threaten your opponent with grips to make them step up. Here, it is a great idea for Joel to step up, because now I'm going to have a hard time heisting up, but I'm going to have an easier time going on the legs. Okay? So, initial strategy is to heist. Joel is to keep me down. That either gives me a grip or a sweeping threat to where I can upgrade my gripping or heist again. Okay? So my job is to win control of the head and the shoulders. I'm sorry, just control of the shoulders. That's all I want you guys to focus on for now. Okay? So that could be done by heisting. That could be done by getting an overhook. That can be done by getting claw grip and then an underhook. Okay? Or if threatening a grip, he stepped up, I'm able to get control of the hips, that's a win as well. Okay? So here's your strategy of heisting, sweeping threat, okay, grip fighting, and getting their hands to the mat to either get control of the shoulders or the hips. All right? That's all I want you to focus on. Okay? Another variant of this is if you go to half guard, and you're able to get a low underhook or a knee torque, that's control of the hips as well. Okay? That's all we're looking for here, control of the shoulders or control of the hips. Okay? Anytime one of those things happen, you switch top to bottom. Does that make sense? Everybody get what we're doing? Okay? Okay? 1, 2, 3. Playing that very well, but you guys said awesome. I just want to do a little bit better with that. Okay? So, win conditions of that round, okay, was control of the shoulders, okay? So that could be heisting, okay? So that's an example. Getting an overhook. This is control of the shoulders. Claw grip is not full control of the shoulders. Underhook is. Underhook is. Underhook is. Okay? Or if he stepped up anytime during this time, that would be control. This is control of the hips. This is control of the hips. Okay? So, let's add another layer to that. Alright? We're still having the same goals, alright? Heisting is your jab. So your initial thing, jab, then that opens up the grip exchange if you can't heist, okay? Alright, so what I mean by that is if I'm here, he has control of an ankle. Anyway, me trying to heist from here is just a bad idea. Essentially a single leg when I'm pulling. All right, so what's better would be to get this hand off of me, threatening to sweep, okay? Or just grabbing that hand and starting a grip fight from here. If he pulls away, immediately going back to my Heisting, okay? But if I get control of the shoulders, I don't want to just stop here. I want to think top control of the shoulders or the hips. So what I mean by that, I forward shift, now I think I'm sweeping. That counts as a win. This counts as a win, okay? Or just top position in neutral, okay? Another example of a win. He stands up here. I keep one leg in between me and him, kick it through, get his weight off of me. I want this leg. I gotta put all the weight in the other leg. Here, but this is not where I'm stopping. Immediately shelf the shoulder. We're gonna go over this a little bit more here in a second. And now I'm thinking top control of the hip or the shoulders. So if I get to here, great. If I get to here, great. If he turned into me and I got him down to his hip, if I get to here, great. Here, great. So top control of the hips, top control of the shoulders. Okay, here, or here, or here. Okay, makes sense? First on bottom, top control of the hips or the shoulders. Same thing for the person on top. If he gets to half guard, if he passes and gets control of your shoulders, that counts as a win as well. Okay? Good? Good? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so first round of splitting the legs, we're going to be off the high stand. So anytime I'm going to stand, another option instead of coming forward is him trying to stand as well. So when I'm here, as soon as I see a leg, I can grab it. I can either have a collar tie or I could just have a cross shoulder post, okay? I can get, if he stepped a little bit more forward and I can grab the ankle, that's going to be a little bit better. But anytime this leg steps up, I can grab it and I can look to slide underneath. Just make sure that you always have the leg in between you. Usually the one that you're, that's in front is the one that's going to go between his hips and your hips. Now I got to slide underneath to get my knee behind his knee, okay? Now, in this situation, Joel is trying to get this knee back down to the mat, and he's trying to hamstring curl here, okay? I don't want to allow that, so don't think of, once you get your leg through, don't think of pulling, think of pushing, okay? So he's trying to come in, I'm pushing off. It could be on this near side arm, on this arm. So I'm going to push, and I'm going to lift with my legs as hooks, like I'm trying to sweep towards my right. I want all that weight on this leg. You're not, I don't care how flexible you are, you're not going to be able to split the legs if you just focus on like using your flexibility here. You've got to get the weight off. So I use that initially with pushing with my legs and my hands and also turning to my side. If I'm facing towards the ceiling, I'm just lifting them up. As soon as I turn towards the side, that's what starts distributing this weight, okay? First thing we're going to do, we're going to do knees to the chest, foot into the hip. Why am I doing this? Okay, keep Joel off of me. Try to come in. I'm stomping with this now. Okay, but this isn't reliable. This is an intermediate position. Okay, I know they're called single leg X. There's a lot of things you can do. You can go for leg locks. You can go for reaping leg locks. But what is going to help you in the long run is straightening this leg. Because even here, especially if Joel gets a collar tie, he can start to crush me and flatten me out. Okay, go ahead. I need to clear this grip, get back to this side. What's going to kill his crushing is shelving this leg. So I go hand in the pocket and I shelf the leg here, okay? So what I want you guys to do is to drill to this position, and your job is to get top control of his hips or his shoulders, okay? So what that looks like, go ahead. He's trying to disengage. The way I'm going to prevent him from running away is a grip on this knee here, pulling this in. And I'm looking to get up on my elbow initially, then my hand, and then now I can either go in front of the leg, behind the leg, get him onto a hip, or immediately go straight to his upper body. Okay? If he rolls during that time, okay, the leg will end up knee in the top position. Okay? So that's the first section. Actually, I got an idea. We'll break this up as time goes on. So start with that leg drill with that. Join the heist. He goes to stand 2. Grab the knee. Slide underneath. Joel's trying to be heavy on me just to give me good resistance here. My job is to get to the shelf, and then now is when I'm really trying to get to the hips, okay? So we're kind of drilling at first. He's just trying to be heavy for me, so I get that feeling. We get to here. Now his job is to disengage. My job is to get control of the hips in the top position or his upper body in the top position. Make sense? Make sure we're always staying on our side here. Okay? Any questions? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Bam. Do another scenario. Arm drag. All right? Got the arm drag grip. I always recommend loading them on top of you. Okay? It's going to be really hard against resisting people. His leg out, keep behind. Of course you can do that. Of course that works. What I feel like is a little bit gooder is pulling them on top, because now I have the ability to switch to the claw grip, or I can forward shift him, and now I'm in position. Okay? Make sure that we grab that far lat. All right? Get your legs in position. Okay? So don't have your legs inside here where you pulled side control. All right? Make sure that we got control of those hips. I essentially try to kick this leg away, and I look to heist with this grip. I think that's going to be your easiest option. All right? But when Joel stands up, if he stands up with the other leg, I can still heist. Okay? If he stands up with the near leg, okay, I can't really heist now. As you see, it's kind of blocking my hips from lifting. But that's what's going to allow me to get underneath. So I'm going to go to the lat, grab the knee. I'm going to pull myself underneath here. Okay? Again, Joel's pressuring into me. Keep his weight off. Heel into the hip. Make sure we're turning down towards the mat. This is where resistance is going to start once the heel is into the hip. Okay? I know it's tempting. I know it's so tempting. It's right there. It's right there. But let's invest. Just trust me. Okay? Let's invest in that shelving, because we're going to get on top and leg lock them instead in our series. Okay? So let's build to the top. If you can shelf the shoulder, the ankle and the shoulder immediately, great. If it's kind of like right here in the chest area, you feel like you can't really shelf it, grab it, pull it, just like you would a 2-on-1 wrist over the shoulder. Now we grab the knee, okay? Look to build, all right? So this position here is where you can choose the leg lock if you want to, more advanced people. Trust me, it's worth investing from where we were to here, okay? But everybody else, what I want you guys to know is blue belt and up is how do you get to those hips, okay? All right, so we're starting essentially with single leg X onto the hip. Let's do that one more time. So loaded arm drag, forward shift, grab the lat. As soon as that leg steps up, slide underneath, heel here, okay? Now he's trying to crush me. My job is to keep him away. Shelf, keep going, keep going. Shelf the leg and get the top hips or top shoulders as any way possible, okay? 1, 2, 3. And you can get control of that leg. That's when you can start splitting the legs, okay? So let's do 2-on-1 grips, okay? It can be wrist, it can be elbow. Any way here. You're starting to threaten shoulder control, right? There's one thing that Joel can start to do to prevent this, is starting to stand up. Once he stands up with this leg, I can either choose the heist and continue to go for the shoulders, or I can say, I like the splitting the legs strategy, so I'm gonna do that instead, okay? Dave was asking whether you grab the ankle or the knee, or other people I've seen have been doing scoop grips. It doesn't matter. You just need a grip to make sure that Joel doesn't kick back his leg, all right? Kick back the leg, can't flip the leg, now I gotta go back to the upper body, which is okay, which is gonna happen, but that's when it changes into what you've been doing before, okay? So let's say I'm doing like an elbow pass. He steps up, I grab, I pull, I'm here. I'm only here until this leg is shelved. And now as you see, my leg funnels down into an X position. I just need to be able to split his legs here. The closer his knees are together, even with this leg shelved, he can start to crowd me a little bit more, okay? If I'm facing the ceiling, this isn't good. Kicking, facing away. Get those legs as split as far possible. Split as much as possible, okay? Try to stand, Joel. As you see, very difficult. Try to stand. Yep. Try to stand. Yep. Try to stand now. See, I'm exaggerating with this. It's difficult, right? All right, so I know it's tempting to go for leg locks. What is going to win you this position 9 times out of 10 is keeping your opponent unathletic. As soon as I start to go for a leg lock here, as you see his legs are coming closer together, he's starting to be able to crowd me a little bit more, and I may be in trouble now when I was in a really good position. What's going to be more reliable, try to crush me, is here, getting to good, reliable positions, and then trying leg locks from the top, which is what we're going to aim for eventually. Okay? Sound good? Get a 2-on-1 grip of any sort. Let's look at 2-on-1 wrists now. This time I'm going to pull him overhead. I get control of the shoulders if he does nothing. Okay? If he steps up a leg, capture, kick one leg through, get his weight off of me, into here, okay? But what I want you to do is go back a step. Let's start from here, where my knees are compressed. He's got a collar tie. Sucks for me on bottom, okay? Don't try to kick them off of you when they have that collar tie. Use some common sense here. Get that grip away. Now think of off balancing them. Shelf after the foot is on the hip. Okay? Sound good? Same objectives. Top hip control, top shoulder control. All right? 1, 2, 3.